It's a big world out there with plenty of things to do and places to explore.
But it's a world with a lot of big problems to solve, like pollution and global warming.
It's time we all work together to solve them.
So where do we start? Well, the first step is learning all that we can about the problems facing the Earth.
And then figuring out ways to solve them. We call that exploring. And right now we're going to explore geothermal energy, ethanol, hybrid cars, solar power, wind power.
As the world's population grows, the demand for electricity grows as well. At the same time, a reliable supply of fossil fuel has become more difficult and expensive to find. And since fossil fuels are used in almost everything we do, from growing food to going to school, you'll notice the cost of just about everything keeps going up as well.
Today, there's a need for a more eco-friendly, affordable, and renewable source of energy. That's called green power. Think about where that electricity comes from, and if you're using our natural resources wisely to help make the Earth a better place in which to live.
All societies have been shaped by the struggle to control water, from the first civilizations in the Middle East and Asia to the megacities of our days. The future of humankind will also be shaped by the unruly element of water. In the next decades, huge water projects will radically change the face of the Earth. A new uncertainty will force all societies to ask, do we live in the age of droughts or in the age of floods? The struggle for control over water will increasingly hold the balance between peace and war and profoundly influence relations between countries and continents. I have traveled down the great rivers, have seen water in all its forms and dimensions, and have met national leaders and water experts all over the world. Absolutely no one can escape the power of water.
Today, China is the second largest consumer of oil, just after the United States. But with one of the highest rates of growth on the planet, its energy needs are increasing 7 times faster while its reserves are depleting. China is unable to produce the oil it needs today. It has to import half of it. In the next 3 years, this number will increase to 2/3. If not, its whole economy will collapse. Hence, it's imperative to find new countries to provide it and secure these supplies in an increasingly unstable world. In this crusade for black gold, China is already in direct conflict with the current, but who knows for how long, greatest consumer of the world's oil, the United States. The battle for oil has begun.
Man's relationship with nature is complex. The earth nourishes us, and we are caretakers of the earth. But at the same time, humankind is a global force. Now we're discovering that fossil fuel emissions are irreversibly altering the Earth's balance. How will the Earth respond? There is a solution. In 1 second, the sun produces enough energy to supply the world for 1,000 years. We have the technology to harness its power. So what's stopping us?
Within Australia! It's unprecedented.
We haven't beaten them since 1988.
Madam Speaker, we in the opposition stand for free and open dialogue.
If we could say one thing about the opposition in this debate, is that they have been consistently inconsistent.
Morally, these companies have a duty.
War is a bloody business, and civilians will always die.
Welcome to Real Life 101. This is the show where we ask, what do you want to do with your life? We get to visit real people doing their real jobs.
And off the coast of Washington, we have an ocean plate that's sliding underneath Washington State, and as it slides down, it gets very hot and remelts that plate. And because this is an ocean plate, there's a lot of water in it, which means there's a lot of gases that are injected into this molten rock, and that makes it buoyant and float. So the gases are almost like little life preservers that make the molten rock rise upward.
Pluto has its own moon called Charon that's half as big as it is. Pluto's actually a double planet, and both worlds are made mostly of ice.